13 on Your Sidelines, sponsored by Davenport University. Get where the world is going.
Come on, you can be louder than that. Come on. There you go. There you go. Don't worry, we always get a little louder as the evening goes on. 10 weeks down, just one more week of a full 13 on your sidelines to go. If you've been with us since week 1, happy to have you again. If this is your first time, where you been? I'm Jacob Seuss. It is a trophy week. Big time games going on across West Michigan. Teams are getting crowned district champions tonight. But before we get to all of the highlights, we want to introduce you to our special guests of the evening. Let's hear it for the cheer team from Hudsonville High School. Again, guys, come on. All right, let's get this show on the road. We're going to start tonight with the history lesson. Decades ago, Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School got too big. And then in 1962, while some students, they split. Some stayed at CC, while others started going to the newly formed West Catholic High School. Ever since then, the Cougars and Falcons have been rivals. Tonight, they went head-to-head for a district championship out in Division 5. The Cougars have won 6 straight matchups against West Catholic headed into the night. They had home field advantage, and they would strike first. First quarter, Odin Spencer to Nick Schaub. How many times have we talked about that connection this season? The home team had a 7-0 lead. To the second, West Catholic had an answer inside the red zone. Grady Augustin to Thomas Puxta. He makes a man miss, and he gets in. We were all tied up, and that was our score at the half, 7-7. But out of the break, GR Catholic would regain the lead. Kamal Hillard, what a season he's having, takes it to the outside and in, 14-7. To the fourth, the Falcons would respond. This time, Augustin calls his own number. He's in for the rushing touchdown. We were tied at 14. We go the dying seconds of this game. West Catholic with a chance to win it with a walk-off field goal. It is blocked. Special teams showing up when they need it the most. We would need overtime. College rules. West Catholic would get the ball first. Augustin, he's going to take it himself once again. The Falcons, they would opt to kick the PAT 21-14. Next up, the Cougars. Odin Spencer says, anything you can do, I can do better. He's in. But here's the catch. The Cougars going for 2 and the win. For all the marbles, the West Catholic defense says absolutely not. The Falcons go on the road, hand GRCC its first and only loss of the season, 21-20 in overtime.
You know, it's been hard. It's been hard when you lose your rival twice in a row, and that's how your season goes down. You get a lot of people doubting what we're doing, and it was really hard last year when you lose 4 games, you lose your rival the way we did on special teams like that. This offseason have been really easy for those guys to question our program and my standards and things like that, and they didn't flinch. And that's a credit to my seniors. That's a credit to our coaching staff. I couldn't say enough good, and that's them. They won that game. It's not a scheme thing. That was just pure what we've done since the winter to get here, and I couldn't be more proud.
Where were you the night of October 3rd? I think all the cheerleaders in the room can confidently answer that question. They were at Carlson Munger Stadium in Rockford watching the outstretched arm of Lawson Weber make that ridiculous catch in the final seconds of Hudsonville's 35-28 win over the Rams. And the next morning, that catch was in SportsCenter's top 10 plays. Rockford Rams, their fans remember that game all too well, and they were hoping tonight the Rams could make some of their own highlights in a postseason rematch with, yes, a district title on the line. Winner of this game gets a Division I crown and a date with either Howell or East Kentwood coming up next week. We take you to the third quarter. The Eagles with the ball up 14-10. Brady Van Lake fakes the handoff, and he's going to find Braylon Miller. Just enough space. He's in to make this an 11-point game. Rockford looking for an answer on the ensuing drive. They're going to give it to the Ferris State commit, Luca Hearn. Plows on in to bring the Rams within 4 again. Hudsonville with the ball to start the fourth quarter. Van Lake takes the snap, starts to scramble, and he's going to find his man Miller once again, this time in the corner of the end zone. Perfect execution. Eagles back up 11. The Rams trying to crawl their way back when Braden Daniels, He's going to get picked off here by Peyton Rodenhouse. That's a football name. He had nothing but green grass and daylight. All Eagles now up 35-17. Rockford again at this point. The Rams would need a miracle. Daniels, he would find Jake Benner. This one a short touchdown pass to bring it to 12. But the Eagles looking to put the cherry on top and putting an end to this one. Van Lake calls his own number, takes it for the house call, icing on the cake. Hudsonville beats Rockford 42-31 for the second straight season. The Eagles take that district championship. Now we're going to head over to Division II, where Byron Center traveled to Portage Central to take on the Mustangs. And 13 on your sides, Peter Elliott, he was all over the place tonight. Peter, you were at that game, and you join us now with the highlights.
Hey, Jacob, these two teams have faced off 3 times before. You might remember they met in last year's bracket. Byron Center walloping Portage Central 52-14 on its road to the state title game at Ford Field. Could the Bulldogs run that result back this season? It was always going to be tough sledding against a 10-0 Mustangs team, the moon on hand, and a cop and a shark walk into a high school football game. What can happen? Well, Nolan Bloomquist is going to strike first, tallying the first points in Portage. Next Mustangs possession, see the guy streaking across your screen, he's going to catch it. Jacob Bennis hauls it in. Portage is just rolling now. That sets up Cam No to make it 14-0 in the second quarter. No stopping him tonight. Ditto for Ryan McNally. Call him Rand. He's got a map to the end zone. Lots of mileage this season for the senior. He turned on the afterburners here on this QB keeper. A 59-yard house call to make it 20-0. Yeah, PC's third touchdown of the game. That's why you bring the signs. Cam No still chugging. This is another long-distance run, explosive for number 4. And a few plays later, he finishes what he started, stomping to the end zone. It's 26-7, Portage Central. Tough night offensively for the Bulldogs. Easton Witchers just trying to make something happen, throwing it up for Chase Swartz, but Ben Coleman has an order for takeout. Campaign the lone touchdown scorer for Byron Center as it falls 34-7. Mark Sisko's team finishes 7-4. Meanwhile, Portage Central moves on to host Traverse City Central next Friday. Jacob?
Peter, you should have said spoiler alert. Good season for Byron Center. That is a young group that will certainly be back next season, and they're going to go on to face the winner of this next game between Muskegon and Traverse City Central. Matt Guard, he was at historic Hackley Stadium, and we have no clue who won this game, Matt.
You know, Peter is a great guy, but a rookie reporter. You got to check the rundown, Peter. Jacob, 2.5-hour drive from Traverse City to Muskegon might seem like a haul, but let's not forget these teams used to be conference foes, believe it or not, in the 1980s. And since 1950, Traverse City Central has been Muskegon's second most common opponent, right behind Mona Shores. First quarter, Isaac Turnwald goes downfield, finds Peyton Waller. He's going to get 53 yards down to the 6-yard line. Carter Glee would score later on the drive. It was 7-0 Trojans after this one. Former 13 on your sidelines MVP of the week, Lamar Bradford, finds Demetrius Rainey Brown. He scores from 34 yards out. We got a tied ball game. Trojans answer. They hand to Wilson Kaufman. 25 yards down to the 3. Turnwald would get a keeper later to make it 13-7. Back and forth we go. Bradford hits Rainey Brown yet again, this time from 25 yards out. The Big Reds take their first lead of the game, 14-13. That would be the score at half. The sneaky Trojans would pull a play out of their bag of tricks in the third. It's the old double reverse pass from Glee to Turnwald. They get 28 yards on that play, and a field goal would make it 16-14. One last chance for Muskegon. Bradford, he is going to scramble and get sacked by Kalen Burkholder. That's how the Big Red season would end. They end the year 7-4 after a 16-14 loss to Traverse City Central. And as we heard, they'll take on Portage Central next week.
Still, congrats to Muskegon getting this point and a playoff win under their belt headed into the offseason. Coming up next, we have a big announcement. We're going to find out who's in the running for your 13 on your sidelines MVP of the year. Plus, Kent City tries to remain undefeated. The Eagles hit the road tonight in Belding to take on the Black Knights in the Division 6 playoffs. And Spring Lake looks to end a 25-year district title drought. They took on Unity Christian, and as we head to break, you know the drill. We'd like to thank our food sponsor, Robinson Dental, for buying pizza tonight for all of our in-studio guests.